Hey guys, it's Fezzel here, and the trailer for the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition just dropped. I've waited for this for months on end. I've been keeping up with every leak. I check the subreddit and Twitters and everything constantly, just waiting for any new news on this game. I'm so hyped for this, it's unbelievable. One downside to this reaction video, I've recorded this twice already. Once was my initial reaction and OBS stopped recording, which, yeah, thanks OBS. Second time, I restarted OBS and thought, okay, things should be good now. Click record, it seemed to stay recording. I thought, okay, good. So I recorded my reaction again and just said that, hey, I already reacted once already, but I'm going to give my second reaction and give a breakdown on the trailer and stuff. And I did like a 15-minute breakdown. It was a pretty good video, I feel. OBS stopped recording again. I definitely have enough space. I don't know what was wrong, but I've left it recording for 10 minutes now and it hasn't stopped, so I'm going to try this again, but very gutting that the initial video is gone. That's very upsetting to me because initial reaction is everything. But I'm going to give my reaction again here. I'm then going to give a breakdown again of the same stuff I did before that you guys obviously haven't seen from me yet. But let's just do this anyways. So we're going to get straight into it.
Hello!
Alright. So they've used the GTA 310 anniversary music here, which I really liked in the original remaster trailer.
They mess with the biggest boy in town!
I'm glad to see things back the way they used to be.
Look at the light in that one. That is an insane improvement. The rain here looks really good. Really like enhances that vibe of the dark and gloominess of the DC.
Oh yeah!
He's ratting us out.
Kill him.
It's easy. Haven't you ever seen a movie?
Club looks really nice.
Say it like it's a bad thing. Shut up, Carl!
Again here with the rain and stuff in Lucy, it looks really fucking cool. And coming November 11th, which isn't actually that far away. Not even a month, so we're gonna get to play this game really soon. Alright, so I'm gonna give my breakdown now. I'm sorry my reaction wasn't too great, but I've watched this 3 times now, and I just wish I had my initial reaction, but I just want you guys to know I am really happy with the way this looks. My initial reaction was, I didn't say too much, but like basically more of the same, like holy shit, you know, stuff like that. So anyway, let's break this down. So it's the original scene here, which for 2004 I think looks pretty good. If we go on to the new one, CJ here looks really realistic in my opinion. Some people are saying the models look cartoony, and some of the side characters do, but I think the main characters look really realistic here. Like, you could put CJ here in GTA 5 and people wouldn't notice that it's a low poly model or anything like that. You can tell there's massive improvements here. The rocks are still low poly here, but textures have been massively improved. Same with the foliage. Same with the sand on the ground too. The lighting here in the background too, this sunset, this looks really cool, like way better than the original. Providing they're at the same time in game, which I would assume they would be.
I got a little job for you.
Joey here, this is one of the more blocky models. And Misty too in the background. I mean, these are a bit less impressive. These are like Fortnite characters, but like there's still definitely improvements here. The tires in the background are like leagues ahead of the original. The computer is leagues ahead of the original. The keyboard actually has a 3D fucking, you know, this isn't a flat texture. There are actual keys on there, which is something I really wouldn't have expected. The texture on the walls in the background looks really nice. The light in here looks like a real garage now. Here, the original, we can see that the clouds in the sky, for a start, leagues better, more realistic. The reflections on the train look really nice. The texture of the train track itself is really good too. Like, that is leagues ahead of the original in my opinion. Like, if we look at that, and then we take it to this, they've even increased the poly count on the train. Like, see where it curves around here? We go to the remaster, it just curves all the way around. Like, the lamppost here doesn't look like it's done too much to it, but the train track, they've gone to the length of not only updating textures, but updating the models by like a lot too, like adding way more polys to make it more realistic, which just shows that this isn't just a cash grab. This is a faithful remaster. I think it's not really a remake, but it's a mix of a remake and a remaster. It looks really good, really good so far, in my opinion. We can see the shadows coming off the cars here in the bottom left corner. Something you wouldn't get in the original. Obviously nothing special by today's standards, but definitely a welcomed improvement. The trees here, we look at the original 2001 trees. They look really, really jank, but definitely have that nostalgic vibe to them because it's the original game. Then we look at these, leagues ahead. These trees look way, way more realistic. Like, these are nice, dude.
They mess with me, they mess with the biggest.
So this scene I pointed out in my original breakdown video. I like the reflections off the back of the seats here. I like that the light reflects off the bar stools too. Like, that isn't something I would have expected. Here, this guy, clearly there's still an improvement. It doesn't look huge. He kind of looks like a little bit of a cartoon character still. But like, his fingers are still separated as they should be. Tommy, we don't see much of him here, but like, the texture on his shirt looks really good too compared to the original. Here, okay, so I pointed this out as well before. The buildings here in the original, they were never that low quality, and I don't know if it's because of the distance. But still, I mean, one of the main comparisons I can draw here is the trees again. Like, if we just look at the leaves here, compared to this, like, these trees actually look realistic now. Again, with the sky as well, clouds look really good. They even got the plane in the same place. The effort they put into this trailer, man. The lights coming off the buildings look really fucking nice too. They've added way more neon stuff going on here, kind of similar to Vice City Stories, which people really liked. So I think people are going to be happy with that. Way more cars on the road here too. Not too sure what else I can point out in this scene. It just looks really good. The shadows look good. The lighting looks way, way more realistic.
I'm glad to see things back the way they used to.
I wonder if this Vinewood scene here is the original or the remake. Because that looks like the original to me. Oh no, it is the remake. Because of the trees.
I'm glad to see
my
things.
bad. So here, even like the original Grove Street members, not the original, sorry, the side Grove Street members have received improvements. Look at this guy's hair, his cap, his ears especially, and the number 7 on his jersey. Compare that to this. Like, his hat actually looks real now. His ear, it's not exactly realistic, but it's way more realistic than the original. His skin looks more real. Like, the texture on the jersey is like leagues ahead.
Things back the way they used.
Same with CJ and Sweet here. CJ looks really, really good here. That I think you could put into GTA 5 and get away with it. Like I said earlier, because I mean, this really explains now why the recommended specifications are a lot higher than the original games, because you can see there is effort that's being put into this. Everything down, every single texture here looks like it's been redone, which is really nice. Even the fucking condiment on the side here, or it might be beer or something, even that's redone. It's like, holy shit. They've gone to really, really big lengths here, and I don't even know. I'm just so overwhelmed by it, to be honest. It's not a remake per se, but it's definitely a mix of a remake and a remaster. Like, this is just looking really good. They've even increased the poly count on this. Like, this wire that goes across. Even that looks better than the original. Like, look at that. Like, would you expect that? I wouldn't have expected that, but they did it. The night sky here looks really good. The lighting coming off... yeah, here we go. The lighting coming off the casinos here looks really good. The palm trees, again, really good, just like Vice City. Way more detail in them. The reflection off the cars here look really good too. You wouldn't get anything like that in the originals, that's for sure. This is one of my favorite scenes here. So, in the original, I still like the way this feels, this vibe. Um, but you can tell it's definitely dated. You can tell it's from 2001. Now, if the remaster was just some boring like texture upscale and like just some sort of cash grab, I feel like the texture of the car would be improved, texture of the roads would be improved. But like that's pretty much it. Just like the original remaster was. But then we see the comparison. It is night and day. Like I expected the biggest improvement out of GTA 3. But this is night and day. This looks insane, man. Like you can see the water bouncing off the hood of the car. You can see the headlights bouncing off the road. And it's also lighting up surrounding areas too. You can see the light coming down from the lamppost here is actually only lighting up the surrounding area, which is really realistic and just not something I would have expected at all. Now this, if someone showed me this screenshot and said, your GTA 3 has been remade from the ground up, I'd believe them. Because this looks like a remake. And if you can argue with that, then I just think you're probably not hopeful for the game. Obviously, not everything here is going to have been remade, but it looks way, way better, and you can tell there's been some serious effort put in here. Again, lighting on the road here from the headlights looks really, really good. It even reflects, the lighting reflects off of the lamppost here, or the traffic lights, sorry. And then as the car drives past, that lighting goes away. Like, I know lighting was going to be one of the bigger improvements, the reflections and stuff, but just to see it actually come to fruition is just really mind-blowing to me. Tommy here, we can literally see his face here is actually not a flat surface anymore. We see a better shot of his face in a minute in the trailer, but like this looks really good here. The texture on his shirt looks good. You can see the stitching here where the seams kind of meet, which isn't something you would have seen in the original. You can see his collar's actually 3D. His hair looks good. Even Avery here looks good. I mean, the leather on his jacket actually looks real now. You can see he's actually got buttons here, whereas in the original, those weren't there.
I put the coyote in the chicken.
Everything has been redone. Or like upscaled or retextured or, you know, whatever you want to call it. But I did it. This is a faithful remaster. Here we go. This is the shot I was talking about. So if we go back here, I need to pause it at the right time. But can I get it? I got the shot before. There we go. So Tommy here, he doesn't look like Tommy to me, but maybe that's how Tommy's supposed to look. Like here, you can easily tell his collar is actually moving. His collar changes depending on what he's doing. Clearly, like in this jump, I know it's a cutscene, but the fact that they've changed it so that his clothes actually do change when he like jumps around and stuff shows that the cutscenes have been maybe even somewhat redone. Maybe even they've redone the motion capture, but we won't know that for a while yet. But just the detail on his face, like this looks realistic too, in my opinion. You could probably put that into like GTA 5 again, and people wouldn't bat an eye, in my opinion. Like these models, especially if the main characters, look better than GTA 4. Like, and for a game from 2002, I don't think this is what we would have expected, but this is what we've got. And I'm just so happy. Like this looks really, even the buttons on his shirt are actually sticking out. Really nice improvements. I would have expected more foliage here on the golf course, but maybe they'll add that when the game releases. Once they receive feedback from the trailer. Although no, because then again, a golf course wouldn't have loads of tall grass because then it wouldn't be a golf course. Sorry, I am stupid. Doesn't matter. The water in that previous scene looks really good too. Maybe not quite GTA 5 standard, but way better than the original. Better than GTA 4 even too. This scene here especially, I just want to point out how low poly and low quality the texture is of the trees here. Like the leaves, the bark. If we go to the new one, the bark actually... Now this could also be put into GTA 5. The trees and the leaves and stuff, they look realistic. CJ again looks way more realistic than the original. It's not like a huge difference, but the difference is clearly there and enough to make people happy, I think. Honestly, that's this scene too. I mean, the foliage here on the right, I know it's a bit low quality. I mean, this is... Oh, this goes up to 4K, and I'm playing in 1080p. That's my bad. But the foliage here on the right, like in the original game, this was just flat grass. Like, I wouldn't have expected this, but they've put it there. Like, and it even goes over the edges of the grass a little bit onto the pavement. So that realism is there. Board here looks really good too. It's not a completely still frame, but huge improvement. He's even got a zipper on his jacket now, which is just insane to me. Again, the light bouncing down and just shining over him from the police helicopter looks really fucking cool too. Here, look at... First off, look at Claude's hair here. Massive improvement. His ear, his face, everything about it, just huge improvement. Salvatore's hand, look at that. It's a literal blob. It is a blob. On the remake, you can see individual fingers, fingernails. You can see way more detail in his hair. It's still a cartoony kind of model, but it's a huge improvement. Like, it's not just like some sort of upscale going on here. Like, they've gone to the effort of redoing most of these models. And obviously, as I said earlier, they've put more effort into the main protagonists, but even the side characters are getting the treatment they deserve. And that you've got to appreciate. It might not be... Like, Salvatore, you couldn't put in GTA 5 and get away with it, right? But they said Rockstar said they wanted to maintain the classic look and feel of the originals, while also delivering graphical improvements that people would be satisfied with. And I think that's exactly what this is. He looks like the same Salvatore. Wait, it is Salvatore. What am I saying? Okay. He looks like the same Salvatore, right? But you can tell, like, the difference is there. That he actually looks like, maybe not a real person now, but way more detailed. If they made him look like a real person, I think it would take away from the vibe and the atmosphere of the original game, and it wouldn't feel quite the same. But this feels like, say if gaming was, I don't know, advanced by like maybe 15 years more than it was in 2001, this is probably how the game would have looked. Like, if lighting had improved, but the models hadn't quite, if that makes sense, this is what I think we would get. Pretty terrible comparison I just made, but it is what it is. Just kill. Even his mouth actually moves now, and I think it did in the original. I mean, it did, yeah, but
Kill him.
It's still. He even has teeth in his mouth now, dude. I mean, that's the kind of detail I'm talking about here. Here on the left, look at the light again bouncing down off the lamppost and these lights here onto the road. Looks really good. The palm trees again look especially good. The cabbie here, definitely well detailed. I don't know. I don't know what more I can really say, because it is way more detailed than I think some people might be giving it credit for. Tommy here again, really good, massive upgrade. The atmosphere here of the club actually feels like a real club now. It's giving that 80s vibe way more like emphasis than the original game did, and I think people are going to be really happy with this. Everything in this scene, even the characters here, like Ken isn't looking like a huge difference, but you can tell his suit's been updated. Like, he's got new glasses and stuff, more detail in his hair. Even the guy on the right here, which I don't think we even get to see again, even he's got improvements, like the texture in his hair. His ears look real now. His top's higher texture, you know, stuff like that. I think the chairs they're sitting on have been redone too.
Have you ever seen a movie?
Yeah, they have. Like, so if we look at the... Hang on.
It's easy.
I can't pause it in time. Okay, yeah, here we go. If we look at the polys on the arm of this chair, and then even the wheels, and then compare it to this. Oh, the wheels have just changed colour actually, but still high detail. The poly in the arm, way better. Chair actually looks real now.
seen a movie?
Same with this chair. It's actually got curved edges at the top now. Which, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you would find in a remake, not a remaster. I'm starting to think more and more that this is a remake, to be honest, rather than a remaster, but this scene, honestly, the explosion looks good here, but CJ is looking really close to his original counterpart here. This is one of the lesser impressive scenes, in my opinion, but you can still see that there's improvements in the textures, the lighting, and the reflections and all that jazz. Like, there's still enough improvement to be satisfied with in that shot. Here again with the foliage. Oh, I just paused it at the right time. Here again with the foliage on the left and the right side here, similar to what was shown in the GTA 3 shot. In the original, that wasn't there, but in the remake, it is. Clouds look good as well in the evening. Looks very GTA 5-esque here. You can see the purple in the sky as the sun's going down. You can, like the trees here, look at this tree on the left. That looks way more realistic than the original. Like, that's insane. Palm trees look good again. You can see stars through the clouds a little bit. Oh, that might be a plane or something, actually. I'm not too sure. And every texture here has been redone in this house. The shadows going across the roof. The lighting here looks really good. Kendall's textures here and Carl and Sweet have all clearly been updated. Models. Model isn't looking too great on Kendall here, but is definitely still, again, massive improvement over the original. Here's another shot of GTA 3. This one looks really good. Like, that's giving me that Liberty City 2001 vibe that, like, I crave every time I play this game. And it just feels good. And I like how they added the rain for effect too, because it's always raining in Liberty City, of course. But man, it just looks so good. And November 11th release date, which again isn't that far off. Not even a month. So when this game releases, I will be streaming a playthrough of all 3 games over at twitch.tv/FezzaOfficial. Check me out, give me a follow if you haven't already. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm excited. If any new trailer drops, I will cover it and do another breakdown reaction video. This was my first time doing anything like this, or at least breakdown wise. I did one for the Spider-Man trailer not too long ago, but not quite this in depth. I'm sorry, it probably wasn't a great video, but I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the video and my thoughts on the trailer and my views. I'm really happy with this. I know some people aren't, but man, this is going to be a really good faithful remaster, and I for one am excited. So I hope you guys are excited too. Let me know what you think in the comments. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next video. Adios.